What's going on, everybody? Atheist PK. I'm an atheist who is also a pastor's kid, and I'm starting a new series here where we will be filling out a tier list for all of the popular atheists that are on YouTube, in the media, social media, things like that. And we're going to see where they stack up. Now, where I'm going to put my spin on this is since I'm an atheist who also happens to be a pastor's kid, I'm going to be taking into account not only how well they present the atheist side, how well they represent the atheist side of things, but I'm also going to take into account how they might appear to Christians who are going to watch their content, and that's all going to factor in. So I'll also be assessing the atheist power level, and we'll be assigning them stat points, and then we'll see where their score is at the end of this. So there's a few categories that we're going to be using to assess these atheists to determine their power level. The first is popularity. Then there's likability, aggressiveness, Bible knowledge, science knowledge, logical/philosophical arguments, speaking and debate abilities, and then lastly, their credentials and their clout if they have no credentials. So the first atheist we're going to be taking a look at is Aron Ra. He's very popular. So we're going to assign his popularity points based on a few different factors here. Number one, he has over 300,000 subscribers, which is very high for an atheist channel. And not only does he have the subscribers on his channel, he also appears on other channels. He's appeared on the Atheist Experience. He's appeared on a bunch of podcasts. He features in other YouTubers' videos. So we're going to assign his popularity as a 4.5 out of 5. The only reason he's not a perfect 5 is because he's not really in the media at all. So his whole credentials really just come down to YouTube. His popularity, I'm not sure how far it really reaches outside of the YouTube sphere. If he was in like actual news media, or if he was on TV shows, things like that, he would get bumped up. Likability. So once again, this is where I'm going to dock some points because I feel like if you're a theist watching Aron, um, he kind of looks a little bit like a Satanist, like the stereotypical Satanist, and I feel like some theists may not be able to get past that. But if you actually watch his videos, for the most part, he's actually seems like a pretty cool guy. But it is going to impact his likability score. So we're going to give Aron a likability score of 2.5 out of 5. We're going to put him right in the middle. Aggressiveness, Aron can be very aggressive. And that's one thing that's good for when he's in a debate situation. If you are going up against Aron, you better bring your A game, and you better be prepared for some confrontation. So we're going to assign Aron's stat points in the aggressiveness category as 5 out of 5. Bible knowledge. I know Aron was raised a Christian, or he was raised in a religious family, and um, I'm not certain of how deep his Bible knowledge goes. That's not really his ultimate strong point, but I know that he has appeared on multiple podcasts, multiple call-in shows, and he also has his YouTube channel where he reads through the Bible and addresses multiple claims in the Bible. And I don't think that he's lacking in Bible knowledge, but I'm not sure it's the strongest. So we're going to assign him a 3.5 out of 5 possible points in the Bible knowledge category. Science knowledge. I think that Aron Ra is very knowledgeable on science, especially in the fields of evolution and paleontology. I think he even has degrees in those fields, and it's a large chunk of what he does his videos about. He mainly does attack things from a science perspective, and I know he goes heavily against young Earth creationism. So we're going to give Aron Ra on his science knowledge a 4 out of 5. And really, he's not getting the 5 out of 5 because I don't believe he possesses any sort of advanced degrees or anything like that in the field. And I don't think, obviously he doesn't publish scientific papers. He's not necessarily a scientist, so we're not going to give him a 5 out of 5. He's just more knowledgeable than most and does actually have credentials in that area. Logical slash philosophical arguments. I, he does a little bit of that, but that's not really his main focus. His is mainly just like your everyday sort of logic on the subjects of atheism, but his main focus is actually on the scientific side. So we're gonna give Aron a 2.5 out of 5. He's not weak, but he's right in the middle. Speaking slash debate abilities. Aron does have a good experience of doing debates. He has debated multiple people in live format, and he also does his YouTube videos, and he does call-in shows. He's appeared on multiple different call-in shows. So he's a great debater, and he actually with his personality, it can make it a challenging debate. If you were to go up against Aron, um, you really have a lot to contend with. So we're gonna give his speaking slash debate abilities. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. He's good in that category. Credentials slash clout. Aron does have credentials in scientific related fields. He has university experience. He doesn't have any advanced degrees. It's just undergraduate degrees, and even the undergraduate degree, I believe, was a fairly recent development. So, on his credentials, we're gonna give him a 3 out of 5. Better than the average atheist, however, nothing advanced. So we're going to do a quick calculation on his total score. So the total possible score is a 40-point score. So we're going to add up his categories here. And we get a grand total of 29 out of 40 total atheist power level for Aron Ra. Not bad. I think that's actually going to rank pretty high. And that is why I'm going to put Aron Ra in B tier. Honestly, the thing that's keeping him from either A tier, S tier is his credentials and the fact that his demeanor and his appearance may be off-putting to some theists. But if you're an atheist, I think he's entertaining to watch. I think he does bring up a lot of good points, and so I think that puts him solidly in the B tier. So that's it for this episode. I'm gonna make this a series, and each episode we're gonna look at another popular atheist, and I'm gonna make a playlist. So there should be videos coming out weekly on this. I also plan to make a theist tier list slash power level, and that one's gonna be harder on the theist side because you have to remain objective here. But that's about it. Go ahead and subscribe if you're interested in seeing the rest of the power levels and seeing how the ultimate atheist tier list pans out. Thanks, guys.